We are just getting ready to go to our gym class, right? No, you don't think so? It's a little bit later than it normally is. Normally we leave the house at 9 to be there by 9:30 this season. But we're doing a makeup class that starts at 11. Yeah, baby, I know. So we're just kind of hanging out and hoping that Alec doesn't fall asleep or get cranky because it's during his nap time. Also, I had made this observation last night while I was half asleep, so I'm going to do it again this time. Yeah, they're going bye barn. But I was watching YouTube videos last night, big surprise there, and all of these ads started to pop up in different languages. Like one was in Spanish and one was in something else. I forget what it was. But does anybody else watch those ads? Like if I am listening to it in English, I'll just like click right through it after the amount of time or whatever. Yeah, there's a tractor, huh? Wow. Uh-oh. But if it's in a different language, I will watch the entire thing until it's over. Like I sat there and I watched this at least minute and a half ad. It was nuts. But I just love to hear somebody else speak in a different language or a different accent or something. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's because I've lived overseas and it's just comforting, or like I just think it's beautiful. Bless you. There's this big tire, huh? Yeah, and there's a little one. So anyway, if anybody else has that happen to them, I probably wasted a lot of time doing that. But of course I was wasting a lot of time watching YouTube videos too, so ha ha. Alright, so the class went really well. We just got back and Alec had his lunch in the car, and then we went upstairs and now he's sleeping after a lot of fussing, and he just did not want anything to do with sleeping until I left the room, and then it was totally fine. So who knows what that was about. But the class was at 11, which is kind of pretty much halfway through his normal nap. So he had a couple meltdowns and screeched a little bit and whatever, but so did the rest of the kids. So I'm almost feeling like that was just how today was, and he was seeing what everybody else was doing, you know, and then working from there. But no, it was fun. He got to kick balloons and work with sticks, and I really feel like he was a little more challenged in that class, which was good. So that might actually be what we end up, you know, switching to for the rest of the season. But the only problem is that time. So I just don't know if that's worth it or not. I know a few of you guys who watch my vlogs are moms, and I did have a question for you. Do you happen to know where we can find those pens that are like the Crayola stampers, or the whatever they're called? They're like markers, but they have the little pictures on the bottom, and then you stamp them on your hands. Because that's what they use at the gym, and I'm thinking that would be a really great positive reinforcement for potty training. So if you guys know where to find those, I've looked so far at Target and Kroger, because I know Kroger sometimes, like grocery stores, have the art supplies aisle. But I thought for sure they would be at Target, but they weren't in the craft aisle, so I don't know. So if you guys happen to know of a good place to find those, that would be great. Less than 2 weeks until we go to the beach, so I'm super pumped. I'm supposed to be getting a package today, which I'm excited about. So we'll see if this all falls into place. Hopefully everything does. I've been looking online to try to find some inexpensive clothes for the beach. So, because every time I put on a shirt now, I'm finding holes in them because I've just worn them so much. So anyway, I'm not going to get a new bathing suit this time, I don't think, just because it's so close to the end of the season. I'll probably end up trying to find one on sale somewhere, like in the winter or whatever. You know how they have those really great sales. And but I don't plan on being this size for too much longer, so that's kind of the problem too, is I would rather wait until I'm actually at the point where I want to be, and then I'll buy one. So famous last words, I'll end up without a bathing suit tomorrow, or next year. But yeah, so anyway, if you guys know where to find those stampers, that'd be awesome. If you guys also know where to find inexpensive clothing, that would be great. I've been looking at Forever 21, a couple other places, and I found some stuff that I really like. I just haven't gotten a chance to go into the actual store yet. So hopefully that will be happening very soon, because there's only so much online shopping that you can do before it's like you just I just don't like sending things back or taking things back. So if I can go to an actual store and try things on and make sure they fit before I buy it, then I'm a happy camper. So, on to my coffee and lunch. Yay! Alright guys, I'm going upstairs to get stuff to make a fort. Because it's super duper hot outside. So I thought we would go outside and we would play outside and paint and stuff. But it's so hot. So I'm not going to do that. So instead, I'm going to, please excuse the giant fan noises. It's like a helicopter landed in here. But I am going to instead bring stuff downstairs so we can build a fort. Let's see if we, okay, got that. Yeah, baby. I'll be right down, okay? Okay. Excuse the nose. My goodness. Okay. So, let's do this one. This one. And this one. And maybe this one. I am inside a tent. This is the coolest tent I've ever been in. I've got frogs everywhere, and there's green, and there's Mickey Mouse, and a starfish. And I can sit up straight in it, which is even more perfect. Yeah, and there's an airplane. Things backing up. That's exciting. It is so hot outside that we just can't be out there for too long. So we decided to come in and make a tent. This is kind of a quick tent, but it still works, right?
Uh-oh, rubbish.
Uh-oh, you better go get it.
Baby?
Yeah, can you go get it? You can you step over? Good job. You gonna bring your box in? Well, I have a feeling if you bring your box in, Mama's gotta get out. Just a thought. But I can get out. You wanna bring your box in? Okay. It's the thing about tents. Sometimes you just gotta switch out. Okay. Phew. I feel old. Well, but there's so much stuff in there though. I don't know that I can fit in there with the box. Yeah, there you go. So I think we're gonna have dinner in the tent tonight. Okay, so Alec wanted to show you his tent. So when you walk in, here's the main room, right? This is where we eat and play. All kinds of stuff. Yep, sometimes Mimi sits there. Yep, that's for you, huh?
Baby?
Yeah. Eat? It's your yogurt bit. Okay, then we walk into the house, and to the left is the garage. And that's where all of his forms of transportation are. So we have our plane and our mail truck and our ambulance. Yep, and there's a piggy in there. And then to the back is our Mickey Mouse room. And that's where you sleep, right? Yeah. Okay, so there's Mickey Mouse, and he's got to wear a necklace because, you know, he's in the tent. And then there's a back porch, right? Is there a back porch back there? Yeah. And then, it's where we do our grilling. And then, yeah. You like the floors? They're kind of a funny tile, aren't they? Covered in food. You're a mess. And then over here is what looks like a swamp. Is there a swamp in your house? That's so silly. What is over there? Can you hop in your house? Hop. Vaulted ceilings, let me tell you. Uh-oh. Sometimes we sit in our food. But it's okay because you're in your house. Who would know, right? Okay. So can you say bye-bye? Say bye-bye. Thanks for visiting my house. Oh, you're going to go through the tunnel? Cool. I want a tunnel in my house. That's so neat. Oh, another piece of cereal. Okay, he's got to clean his house now, so we'll see you later.
Mama?
And Mama's got to be here too, right?
Mama?
Yep, I'll go in the Mickey Mouse room. We are getting super comfy in our tent. We just had some furniture delivered. We're kind of liking the position of it, but we don't know. Maybe we'll change it. We just need to change this huge life-size Mickey Mouse. My goodness. But only the best for Alec. You know, plastic chairs. They're so in right now, aren't they? Are they so in right now? Yeah. I just had to put Alec in official timeout. So, he was all excited because there was a U-Haul truck that was outside. So he had watched that for like a good hour, and it was getting to be about time to go take a bath, and he'd had dinner, and things were kind of winding down, and he was acting tired. So I went and let him know that it was time to go upstairs and that we were going to go take a shower, because I like to mix things up a little bit sometimes. Instead of a bath, I wanted to give him a shower. And so he got really upset and started crying and wanted me to hold him and whatever. So I held him and carried him upstairs. And I was getting his stuff together for nighttime, so like his pajamas and diaper and whatever. And I come out of his room where he's standing and he's just sobbing, just like, you know, just like crying. And he doesn't like things to end, so he's just having a hard time with that. Like, if we leave a store, if we leave the library, if somebody else leaves, you know, the end is really hard for his age, I think. And so anyway, so I walk out and I go to let him know we need to go into the bathroom now, that I was going to start the water for the bath. And normally he doesn't do this, so I know it was just because he was tired. But he comes up to me and with both hands just hits me on the leg, just like pushes me, you know. So, you know, in my true fashion, I sit down next to him and I'm like, you know, this is why we don't do that. You know, we don't hit. Whatever, just trying to, not so much reason with him, but just tell him why that's not okay. And he does it again. So at that point it was like, okay, he's not getting it. He's not understanding that that's not okay. So there's a corner that's right by the washing machine, or like the dryer, when the door's closed. So there wasn't like next to the dryer, but there's an appropriate corner upstairs that actually works pretty well. It doesn't have anything fun in it. It doesn't have anything he can get into, so, and like obviously I'm not going to put him in a place where he's going to get hurt, so that was fine. And so I had him sit down and go into the corner and told him he couldn't turn around or anything like that. I started the water, for the shower, I did all things where I was around him, so I knew what he was doing, and he was actually very good. He only turned around once, and it was once I had walked out of the bathroom. He just wanted to see what I was doing. So I had him turn back around and look in the corner. So he was probably there for a couple of minutes. I mean, it wasn't long, you know, it wasn't long at all. And he cried the whole time, but then he came out and we talked about why I had put him there. And did he understand that that was not a good thing that he did and whatever. And then I told him, you know, why he needed to take a shower. And then he was fine until I put him to sleep, and then he just lost it again. But, so I think it went well, you know, for the first time. I think he was in shock that I'd actually done it, and I was kind of in shock that I'd actually done it. So it worked pretty well for having both of us be new to this and this being our first time. So we'll see if we have to do it again. I kind of have a feeling that we'll have to, just because anybody who's had a 2-year-old, they have that like mixture of stubborn and just frustrated, you know, and it's just the right mixture of stubborn and frustrated to really get into trouble. And he, like I said, he doesn't normally do anything like push people. He's not a violent kid. He's not, you know, intentionally hurting me. He's not doing it on purpose. It's just that he's so frustrated and he can't say what he wants. And he can't tell me that he doesn't want to go to take a shower. He just knows he has to do it. So that's the only thing that he can do, is make a fuss and get my attention that way. And so anyway, I thought that was an interesting new development, and hopefully I won't have to share that we put him in timeout again. But I guess now I'm gonna have to find a good corner downstairs that's not full of fun things. Because right now every corner of our house is covered in fun things. So we'll find out.